I think it's just got all that stuff going on at home. And I started my period, which doesn't help. And I was like, oh my god, dude. She's really crying.
She's laying it down. Holy shit.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Hot Couch Potato, the podcast where we talk about video games and are recovering from the flu still. My name is Brent, a.k.a. Boo-Wop. I'm here with my man Rick, a.k.a. A New Perfect Day. What's going on, man?
Dude, it only rained 2 days. I was super stoked and super excited because it was like getting rainy season, and then even the newscaster was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be rainy, it's gonna be the coldest year around, and the East Coast is getting hit up with all the snow, world breaking record shit, and we're gonna get a lot of cold weather. I was like, hell yeah, this is gonna be the gaming perfect weather. But then it turns out like yesterday was fucking like 85 degrees in Los Angeles.
I know.
Oh my god, I was dying. I came out with like a beanie and like snow gear, and then I went straight back up to change. I was like, this is not happening today. But yeah, I've been still battling the sickness. Got my lingering cough, and just been watching a lot of anime.
Nice, dude. You sound a lot better for sure, man. So that's good.
Oh yeah, definitely from the time when we were playing together. I was like fucking dying that night.
Well, I mean, even last week in like the podcast, you sounded like yourself, but you sounded like, I don't know, like you were
nasally.
Like your dog died or something the whole time, dude.
I've been playing a lot of new games.
That's exactly it,
dude. Cough, cough.
But yeah, man, it did. It only rained what? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, something like that. I was like, that's some bullshit. Why? And then it was like completely sunny the following day. Like there's no clouds or anything. I was like, this what happened? We just got a sneeze of the weather. But what the fuck, man?
The only thing that pissed me off about it is my commute to work turned into over an hour long, dude. It was so trash.
Oh.
So take it like this. I work on Kearney Mesa, kind of on Claremont Mesa up over there. If I were to go there today, like if I left my house right now, Sunday afternoon, to drive up over there, it would take me 15 minutes to get to work. On a weekday, it might take me like 30 minutes or something. On that day, I think it was the first day it was raining, because it was raining during rush hour traffic. It took an hour and 15 minutes. It was so trash.
Yeah, because nobody knows how to drive. Like, what is this?
Horrible. And I felt like everyone was specifically going to the building I was working at, dude. Like, all cars were just driving to my building because all cars were heading in that direction, man. They need to do something. They need to open another freeway or something. The 15 right past the 8 is so trash, dude. It's so horrible.
It is. Dude, I remember my commute back in the day was like an hour and 15 all the way to Sorrento Valley. But I always thought the longer the commute, the better, because it's like now I can just relax, unwind, stay stuck in traffic, listen to music, podcast, whatnot, and all that. But it's just coming home was the pain in the ass.
Yep, that is the big one. I mean, going there is fine, but you're right. Coming home is you just want to be home already. You know what I mean?
But you have to be in that line. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, that's like that every day in LA. So no matter where you want to go, no matter if it's Sunday, it's always going to be an hour commute anywhere you want to go.
Dude. I should just move further north or something. Closer to freaking Kearney Mesa or something, dude. It's horrible. But you mentioned you've been watching a lot of anime, man. What anime have you been checking out?
Oh, I've been rewatching that Food Wars and eating like when they make the egg dishes. I've been like cooking eggs. I made like 3 egg omelet with some bacon. And if you watch this anime Food Wars and you eat at the same time, like they have that orgasm, dude, it amplifies your food like by 1,000,000. I'm not kidding, dude. The egg, I've never tasted the egg like that before, but that's what you need to do. But yeah, I've been watching that and another anime called Handa-kun. That's like, it's like this popular guy, but he's like really shy, and he just isolated from all of his classmates, but everything he does, he's just misinterpreting everything. So it's like a show of misunderstanding. I know that's up your alley, but yeah, I've been watching.
He's awkward. It's just super awkward.
Yeah, it's just awkward. Yeah, that's. I forgot the other animes I've been watching. Finished Gundam. That was really good.
Oh, the
actually.
orphan
You need to
one.
Check that. Yeah, the second season's kind of when it starts, it's kind of slow, but then it gets super freaking crazy like near the end. So I don't know if you want to watch that, but yeah, it's a really good anime.
Nice, dude. I've actually been checking out some anime as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I've been rewatching Cowboy Bebop, and it's funny that I don't remember what was happening in Cowboy Bebop, but then as I'm watching the episodes, I know what's gonna happen in the next scene. That show is so great, so classy, man. Just 20-minute episodes at a time. I think I'm on. So I was reading because I'm trying to watch everything, the series and the movie. And I think they said the best time to watch the movie is after episode 22. So I finished episode 22 yesterday afternoon. So then I watched the movie. I really don't remember watching this movie. But again, I knew what was going to happen by the end of it, dude. I knew scene by scene what was going to happen. You've seen this movie, right? Well, spoiler alert if you don't remember what happens in this movie. But this guy's releasing a bunch of nanomachines into Mars that basically blow up people's brains and just render them useless and kill them. And then it just disappears from the body. So it doesn't look like anything really happened to the person. They just died mysteriously, right? The guy that's releasing it isn't affected by it because he has the vaccine in his body. And one of the main characters gets infected by it. And I was like, oh, but it's okay. He's going to give her his blood so she has the vaccine too. 2 seconds later, it happened. And I was like, how did I know this was going to happen already?
Predicting the future, man.
I know, dude. It's just your unconscious mind just holds so much information, man. It's crazy. You just need that trigger, to unlock what's hidden back there, man. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, I think I was like touching up on psychology, and they're saying like you don't really get rid of your memories. All you do is just store it in the back, and then you
suppress
just need
it.
some sort of stimulus to rekindle that spark of that memory. So.
That's weird, man. I want to just. I don't know. I wanted to look at a bunch of pictures and see what different triggers are for different memories. It'd probably have to be very specific.
Yeah.
It's probably not even just that, too. It could be, smells, too, or tastes or something.
Yeah.
That could trigger a memory.
All senses. Yep. That's why we have, deja vu, because we're triggering stuff, And we're thinking, oh, yeah, this already occurred, but it's actually triggering something else. Which is crazy. That's why I was going to get into psychology, but I was like, fuck that. I don't want to listen to people. I just want to listen to myself.
You don't have to just listen to other people, right? Can't you just do studies of the brain and stuff like that? Or you would actually, never mind. You would have to listen to other people.
Yeah, in order to make money, you have to be a clinical psychologist. And I'm like, I really wanted to get into that field because it's interesting, understanding how people think. But it's like, oh, okay, this is the only kind of jobs you can really get with that degree. So I was like, nope, never mind.
Oh, that's funny, man. So yeah, I need 3 more episodes to go. I specifically remember how Cowboy Bebop ends, but how it leads up to it, I don't remember. And watching it over, they really don't sprinkle in a lot of the backstory throughout the 20 episodes I've watched. I think there's only 1 or 2 episodes dedicated to Spike's backstory. And even in that, it's just told in a montage. They don't really explain what's happening, so who knows? Maybe hopefully it gets a little clearer. Also, an anime I will recommend to not watch. Don't anybody waste your time with it. Is the new one on Netflix called Crybaby Devilman or Devilman Crybaby, whatever it is. Just don't don't waste your time on it. So Devilman was one of those OG animes from back in the day, right? It's about this guy whose friend turns him into this demon so he could fight other demons out there. I think the only reason he can control himself is because he has a pure heart or something like that. So he can transform into it's called Devilman. He can transform into a Devilman at will and just fight other devils out there that are hiding in society and stuff like that. So I guess the Netflix version is a remake of that, and it's not worth it at all, dude. It's so trash. Because I specifically remember watching the original one, like on Sci-Fi Channel or something like that, when we were kids, and I thought it was cool. So when I saw this on Netflix, I was like, here we go, another anime to watch. And nope, it was crap, dude. I actually watched the whole thing too.
Shit.
Like 3 hours I'll never get back, dude. So save yourself. Save yourself
check
3
out
hours.
Konosuba.
Yeah, dude.
Konosuba.
Is that good?
That's that. Dude, I rewatched it. That's how good it is.
Oh, wow.
It's just the comedy, the dying comedy. You know, this guy, he dies, gets reincarnated into a fantasy world, but then he like.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
He was supposed to take, you know, anything. He was supposed to like wish for like, oh, greatest sword, be the greatest hero. You know, be reborn with greatest power. And he's like, you know, I'm going to be spiteful as fuck because this goddess is looking down at me. And he takes the goddess with him. And then it's just their lives of them trying to survive in the level 1 like area zone of newbies. And so they're trying to, their goal is to defeat the Demon King, but it's just, you know, their mishap is just so hilarious. You know, like there's one scene where the guy like he gets a ability, and that ability is like he learns steal from a thief. And she was like teaching him. She's like, okay, if you want to get this coin purse back, just use steal on me and to get it back. And he uses steal, but he doesn't steal the coin purse. He steals the panties. And then so once he steals the panties, he starts waving it around in public, and then everyone's all looking at him like all cringy and stuff. And then there's like another scene where like I think they did something so great, like they were celebrating, and then everybody in the thing was like telling him to steal something. They're like chanting, they're like steal, 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 because they knew instantly that he was gonna steal more panties. And then the same thief girl came in and she was like, oh, he's treating everybody to drinks, and then he like steals that girl's panties and starts waving it around again. Oh man, it's just fucking hilarious, dude.
Okay, maybe I do need to watch that one next. Just get a change of pace. Watch something a little bit more lighthearted.
It's so fucking funny. Oh, but yeah.
Oh wow. But yeah, dude, a lot happened this week. Yeah. Besides us watching anime, I mean, first and foremost on Twitch, Awesome Games Done Quick happened. They raised over $2 million for Cancer Research Fund. So trying to find the cure for cancer. So yeah, it's crazy. It's just week long, 24/7, just people speed running video games. Highlights for me, of course, were Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne. Those are crazy. The Bloodborne guy kind of had some trouble with easy bosses. I think he died twice to some bosses that I've only died to twice ever in my life. But he beat Lawrence super easily, and it made me cry for you, man.
Shit.
He memorized the amount of times he had to hit Lawrence to stagger him.
I remember the arm, his left arm and his head. 2 times for his head, and it was like 3. I think it was like 3 times for the arm.
Yeah.
But then I didn't know you can stagger him some more in the leg and all that. But yeah, I was like, fuck, I'm not that crazy.
Yeah, it was god tier, man. And the whole time
he did it in one go.
Go, man. And the whole time he's
God.
explaining the little nuances and details of the fight and what to look out for, all while he's whooping this thing's ass. It's kind of crazy. It's a skill for sure, dude.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, man.
I don't have that ability.
Yeah, I don't either, man. I think I react more than memorize stuff. So that would never work out for me. Even more so because they had a donation goal. The Dark Souls 3 run they did, I think they were just beating the main story. But while they were playing Dark Souls 3, if people donated, I think, $25,000, the person running the game would fight 2 bosses blindfolded. So they reached the 25,000, and she did, and it was so broken, dude. I mean, the bosses she fought were Pontiff Sylvain and Champion Gundor. for people who've played Dark Souls 3, they know Pontiff Sylvain can be a piece of shit, man. I mean, he summons a clone of himself, I think, in his second phase. So you're fighting two of them, and it just is a shit show, dude. It's so horrible.
Was there someone like guiding her? Like, oh
No,
yeah,
dude.
there's someone coming to your left.
Not at all, man.
Dodge right.
No, she was just dominating, man. And I think it's just because, in fact, she never even let it get to that point. You know what I mean? She just beat it so fast with parries and shit that, yeah, dude, the second clone dude didn't even have a chance to come out. So it's crazy, man.
Shit.
It's crazy. Made me feel inadequate as someone who's played that game before. Yeah, that happened. That's good stuff, dude. A lot of good money going into the right place, man. Fuck cancer for sure.
Dude, I have a feeling that there's been a cure for cancer. It's just people are, like making money and profit. Oh shit, I'm gonna go missing at this point. But
no, I think you know what, and I think there's stuff that is. So it's funny, we were just talking about nano machines from Cowboy Bebop, but I was watching that a long time ago. Must have been years ago, where they can inject nano machines into you that are smart enough to attach themselves onto the cancerous tissue that's in your body. Mm-hmm. And then basically what they'll do is they'll microwave those nano machines and burn all that shit away. So yeah, I think the technology is out there. But of course, with everything, yeah, they'd rather treat it and make more money that way than cure it, right? If you cure something, it's no more money. So
speaking of cancer, very side note, I'm gonna go a little off tangent. I was watching this show on Netflix. I forgot what it's called, but it's like these people, these very successful people, like go through like the hardest difficulties of their lives. Like there's this one episode that was notable as a chef, and his goal was to have his restaurant become #1 in all of America, and it turns out it did. He obtained that goal. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, during at that peak pinnacle of his life, he got cancer on his tongue. So he couldn't taste anymore.
What?
So it's like he was so passionate about like all of his food, his just giving it out to the world, but it turns out like it's ironic that he gets cancer on his tongue where he can't taste anything anymore. So he had to describe it by drawing it out to people and to his chefs, and just the idea, like they made it, like one idea was like they made like a sugar balloon, like a floating balloon made out of sugar, and you can eat it. And I was like, damn, it's just even though like he was losing his dream, he was still able to pursue it regardless of like not being able to taste. And it's just like, damn, that's fucking crazy.
That's scary.
But eventually, like after he was able to get treatment, for a while his taste started coming back. So
really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was like he was in like stage 4 cancer on his tongue.
That's fucking scary, dude.
Yeah, he only had a 30% chance of living. I was like, fuck, that's crazy.
Yeah, because I mean, you don't know what causes that shit. That shit just comes up, dude.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I was like, I'm a little nervous with my coughing right now.
Oh god, as he coughs. But yeah, and you said
stop drinking soda.
This show's on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I'll pull it up and give it to you. But it's like all the successful people, like what the shit that they go through, and it's like crazy.
Yeah.
But you should definitely check it out. It's very inspiring.
Yeah, if I'm ever feeling down and need some inspiration, definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Speaking of successful people, CES happened this week too, which is just the largest tech convention there is. Happens every year in Las Vegas and shows the latest and greatest of what people are going to be using in the future, no matter how ridiculous it seems now.
I'm gonna go there.
Yeah, dude. I'd like to check it out just for a day and just walk around and see what's going on. I think the big thing that's going to happen is smart homes. So
yeah,
every appliance you have is going to have a tablet in it. Your fridge, your washing machine, your dryer, shit, maybe even your toilet. Your toilet's going to take stool samples and tell you if you have cancer or something. That is
Shit.
But yeah, everything's gonna be smart. Everything's gonna be connected, and of course, Amazon's jumping on that as well, where you could just not even have to push a button. Your fridge will tell them, "Oh, hey, our milk is going bad. Order us some up, Amazon," and they'll send it to your house, dude. Rick will pack it for you, and then someone will drive it to your house.
Dude, I've noticed like a lot of ever since I got the Alexa, there's a lot of appliances everywhere that's starting to use home, smart home integration stuff. Like I didn't know that you can even use it like the dry. I was watching a commercial, they're like controlling the dryer.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell, dude? With the voice, it's like, oh yeah, just turn it on. But it's just everything that you think that you don't really need is becoming all integrated. So where you sit on the couch, all I have to say is like, I'm home, and then like everything starts turning on, and
yeah,
like Jesus, man.
That's
what I've been doing. Like I was, I was sick, and I was just laying down. I was like Hulu just recently integrated their search functions too, so it's like you can control search, look for things all with the voice. So that's what I've been playing with. But yeah,
shit. See, the
take over the world, man.
The main thing I'm scared about is they're gathering all this information about you, man. You know what I mean?
It is. So they're actively listening.
Know more about you than you know about yourself, dude. It's gonna be crazy. And then what? Who's to say they can't sell that to like employers and stuff? You know what I mean? Like, ooh,
yeah,
we could hire Brent, but he doesn't do his laundry every week. He waits like months at a time to do his laundry. You know what I mean? Or he hasn't bought new eggs in like 2 months, man. I don't think we can hire this guy. We need someone with steady flow protein in their body. You know what I'm saying, dude? Like, that's kind of scary, man. It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
But who knows?
There's I think it was like there was some sort of lawsuit with that, like how the Amazon thing is always kind of listening, and I think it helped reported a crime too. So it's like, geez, man,
God.
I don't know, man.
I
don't know how far it listens to, and but right now, like I just been subtle of like what I've been saying. I really haven't been like, oh yeah, let's do this, but yep.
Yeah, I guess there's two sides to it, so there's always pros and cons, but it's just scary, man. But who knows? I mean, not too long ago, we were complaining about, oh man, I'm never gonna download games to my PlayStation. I like having the CDs, you know?
Exactly.
And then now,
exactly.
all our games are digital, dude, or all the games are recently are digital. So shit, man. Times may change. Times may change yet. Going back to gaming, Nintendo Direct Mini also happened this week, unannounced. They just
what is that?
So Nintendo Direct are these little mini press conferences that Nintendo puts up. I think it's every quarter or something like that. Just imagine like a toned down version of a presentation done at E3 by Sony or Xbox.
They're gloating their sales, because I've been seeing that in the news a lot lately.
Yeah, they have been doing that, but in the Nintendo Direct, they're more concentrating on upcoming games and what we can look forward to. They announced a lot of ports from, I think, the Wii U that are coming over to Switch. I think there's a Donkey Kong game.
Oh my god, I'm gonna be broke as shit this year.
Yeah. Have you heard of The World Ends With You?
I think that was on the Game Boy Advance.
No, it's on the. It might be actually, but I know that they were talking about how they're moving the 3DS version over to the Switch. It's gonna be like a remaster or remake for the Switch, with upgraded graphics and all that stuff.
Yeah, Nintendo DS. Fuck,
yeah,
that was back in the day.
Yeah, so it looks like, I don't know how it looks like an RPG-ish Danganronpa kind of type game where you do investigating and stuff like that. That probably has a fan base I have no idea about, so that'll probably sell out the rockers.
Yeah, I heard that like game got really good reviews too, and it looks like Kingdom Hearts kind of graphics a bit.
Yeah, at least
like
the art style.
Main character.
Yeah, the art style for sure. They also put out a release date for Kirby Star Allies. It's that multiplayer Kirby game that they showed off at E3 last year. March 16th. So, shit, even more games coming out for the Switch, man. And like you said, they've been bragging so much about how many consoles they sold.
Yep.
You know everyone's going to want to port their game onto it just to increase their sales, man. You know what I mean? I can see everything coming out on Switch now. Mario Tennis. There's gonna be a new Mario Tennis game, which low key looks pretty fun, man. I think I'll buy it just so I can play tennis against one of those fire spitting flowers. Try to beat it in a match of
Me,
tennis.
man, I
Oh,
have that
yeah.
game from Super Nintendo or N64. That
Oh,
game
yeah?
was the shit, dude. Yeah.
Shit, then we might have to pick up sticks, man, on the Switch on this Mario Tennis,
Yeah.
dude. I don't think
Hell yeah.
they came out with a release date on that. I'll have to double check. There's gonna be a free Super Mario Odyssey update. Luigi's finally gonna be in the game. It's gonna be
Oh,
amazing.
what? Nice.
No, it's just I don't think you can play as him. He's just gonna be kind of the vendor for this multiplayer mode with balloons. I think you can go into any world and hide a balloon, and then people can try to find that balloon and get a high time or perfect score on finding it and stuff like that. There's just another competitive mode. There's gonna be new costumes for Mario, of course. He's gonna have knight armor, which is what I'm looking most forward to. I hope it doesn't cost a million coins.
Oh no.
There's a Dragon Quest Builders demo out right now on Switch for free, so you could try that out, man. I've only played Dragon Quest on the Super Nintendo. I haven't played any of the recent ones, but I know Dragon Quest 11 is coming out, right, for the Switch?
I think so. I've never played Dragon Quest.
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
that the people that made Dragon Ball, right? The graphics and all that.
The character design for sure, I think so. But I know it's a contender against Final Fantasy, so might be worth checking out, especially since we have the Switch now. And then a platformer that looks awesome called Celeste. It's like a 2D platformer, but you have a stamina bar, and if you have your stamina bar up, you can do anything: climb walls, jump super far, and all this stuff. So that game looked pretty fun. I think I'm gonna try and check that one out. Gotta look more into it though.
What is it called?
Celeste. So this is a little 2D 8-bit sprite platforming game. Super unique, at least to me, because it has, like I said, a stamina bar. What 2D platformers have a stamina bar? Those are meant for like, Breath of the Wild and does Assassin's Creed still doesn't have a stamina bar, huh? You can just run and do whatever forever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Infinitely.
Interesting. And then lastly, huge update. Dark Souls is coming out on the Switch. How crazy is that, dude?
Yay! They wanted everybody to feel the pain of misery. So they wanted to share it to everybody. Yay.
The only reason I would be scared of buying Dark Souls on the Switch is because I'm afraid I'm going to throw my Switch in frustration, dude.
I'll help you. We'll go down to that basement together in that little cave area. That's the scariest, because during the time when my cousin John Raymond found the glitch was when you place a super strong weapon in your right hand and you throw this shield. The shield will like instantly amplify the damage from your right hand and like instantly kill whatever monster's down there. So he was just randomly throwing it down there without using a light. So that way he got rid of all the enemies before he even reached him. But then they patched it. And then after they patched it, that was when I went down there. So I had to go down there manually with like a lantern. And when you equip the lantern, you have to drop the shield. So you have nothing to block. So you just have like nothing but monsters staring at you in the dark with the lantern, and you're like, "Oh my god!" And you start to run, but you fall off cliffs and stuff. So it's horrible. Yep, we're gonna be having a blast.
No, dude. I'm so scared for my Switch. I need to put it in bubble wrap or something while I play that game. So it just bounces off anything. But no, shortly on the heels after that announcement. From Software announced, or Bandai Namco announced, that they're doing a whole remaster of Dark Souls for PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. So I think we're just gonna pick it up on the PlayStation 4, man. Have all 3 Dark Souls on one console. So.
Oh, you don't want it on PC? Experience the pain of hackers.
Nah, dude, I'll be cool, man. Plus, it'll be a thing anyways. It'll run at 60 FPS on PS4 anyways, just like Dark Souls 2 does. So I think I'll be all right, which is cool. I mean, I know I've made attempts to play that game and beat it that have just not gone through. So I think this will be the perfect incentive for me to actually finish Dark Souls. They had a whole special edition too. I think it's only exclusive to Japan. All 3 games and their soundtracks, and I think art books and some other models and tidbits. Special edition of Dark Souls cost $500, dude.
Dang, is that with the console or something?
I don't think so. No, I think it's just
with the actual sword,
bookends, all the games and soundtracks. Nah, man, I think it's just the games and some tidbits here and there, man. $500, bro. Shit. I mean,
I'm not that crazy.
I know. I love those games, but not $500. I could buy a PlayStation 4 Pro with that money, bro.
Exactly.
I get a VR. I could buy a new computer with that shit, or upgrade my computer with that shit, man. I just bought a Switch. We can't be buying a game for $500. But yeah, so exciting news, man. I'm sure I'll be all over that when it comes out. I don't think it comes out for a while though. I think it's May 20 something is a release date for that. So
they've been releasing their games around that time, like May, March.
Yeah, no. We still have to wait for what they announced at the Video Game Awards, man.
Which one?
If it's Bloodborne 2 or not? No. The Shadows Die Twice thing.
Yeah. Hopefully that's Bloodborne 2, man.
I hope so, dude. If it just
after I beat Lawrence, I was like hyped. I was like, I'm at the peak of my game now. And I just went back and I started going through the Chalice dungeons, and I was like, man, this is easy. This is easy compared to Lawrence. I want a challenge, so I might have to start up Dark Souls 3 after I start up. I still got to start up Persona 5.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah, I was supposed to start that. Like,
got a lot of money riding on that game for you, man.
Yeah, $10 from my cousin, $10 from my nephew, and $5 from Anthony. So it's like
shit.
They have to guess what 3 girls. They pick 3 girls, and one of them. I have to pick one girl. I think there's like 8 or 10 girls. I don't remember,
dude.
So I have like a 60% chance.
Very low chances of you winning this bet. You're gonna
exactly, man.
Hopefully, not all of them pick the same chicks, or else you'll be blown, dude. Or actually, that might be easier for you if they all pick the same chicks. There's a bigger chance of you, bigger pool of choices that they didn't pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So that's crazy. I can't wait to jump back into that game. I've been playing Bloodborne just to like run around in it here and there and just fight stuff. I think yesterday I played it because I saw the speed run and I just ran around. I was like, oh, dude, I didn't beat Dark Beast Parl yet. That dude that's all in electricity and stuff. Just one shot him real quick, you know what I mean? And then another one, Ebrietas, I think. The flying alien worm head monster thing at the top of the cathedral. I fought her too and just killed her up real quick.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I've noticed that when we defeat tough monsters in Bloodborne, we get this crazy confidence, and then all of a sudden we're just like suddenly powerful and we're killing everything in our path. So it's like, is that the gamer blood in us? Are we awakening our Gundam seed?
I know, the seed is popping in our eyeballs and shit. Well, shit. Next up, I'm just bringing this up now. Professional Overwatch League started this week.
Yeah.
And no matter what I do in Bloodborne to get that seed popped in my brain, I'm never going to be as good as these guys are at fucking Overwatch.
I know, dude. Holy fuck, man.
Because I would watch these games and I would just get super hyped. Like, oh man, Overwatch, actually, these guys make it look fucking cool, man. I'm going to go out and try these moves. And then I realize I'm not that good at Overwatch. I just get my ass kicked, bro. It's horrible, man. I think the person that I was just really paying attention to was this guy named Pine, and he's a Korean, I think, DPS player, they said, and he was playing McCree this one match and was just fucking everybody up, dude. He was throwing his little flashbang and then using the right click to shoot all 6 bullets at once, dude, and just murdering tanks even. I was just so amazed by this guy's gameplay that it inspired me to play McCree. And when I did, it wasn't as pretty as McCree. I mean, I was able to get some kills, but shit, not as much as he was. I wasn't making an impact. I mean, we won the game, but I wasn't making an impact like he was, man.
Yeah, like I really wanted to get into McCree, but it's like fucking crazy difficult. You know, you gotta predict where they're gonna go and then land that little tiny headshot. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, man. You just have to have really, really, really good aim, dude. As long as you have that, then you could be decent.
You're fucking gold.
Yeah, dude. But no, I don't have that good aim. And just to put money into perspective on this, Twitch got the broadcasting rights for the professional Overwatch League. They paid at least $90 million for it, reportedly.
Holy crap!
Yeah, dude. That's like a fucking TV deal almost.
Yeah, oh, shit. Is that many people watching?
I mean, I think when it first came out, there was at least 300,000 people watching it on the English channel. And that's not saying who's watching it on the Korean language channel for it. So, yeah, man, I'd say easily 500,000 people were watching that at one time, dude. And that's numbers that you can count, right? So, yeah, it's not a bad deal, man. It's crazy how big it got, considering that to have a team, I think you have to buy in the league for like over $10 million anyway. So already money coming back, dude.
Yeah, and then like I like how they all had the different types of skins that you can pick and represent your teams, and then Dustin was like bringing up a point. He's like, "Oh yeah, we got to represent Los Angeles." And then we're looking at the colors. I'm like, this is not my colors. So I was like, I gotta pick. I guess I'm gonna be representing South Korea because they're like black and gold.
Yeah.
And then Dustin was like, "Oh, you traitor! You gotta represent. You gotta wear it in front of everybody." I was like, but the colors are cool. It's just damn. Because I think there's 2 teams. I didn't know that there's 2 teams. For Los Angeles.
Oh, really? I didn't know that either.
It was like one was green and black, and then the other one was black and green or something like that.
Black and green one is Houston, I think, because that's the one I'm about to buy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I didn't see that. I would have bought that, but I already bought the black and gold, and then that's when I saw that black and green. I was like, fuck, that looks fucking hella dope. But I think Los Angeles was green, or just I don't remember. Purple. They're purple.
Yeah, because Dustin has that purple skin. Yeah.
Yeah. Even though I live in Los Angeles, I should be representing.
That's why it's so funny, dude, that we're picking these teams based off of what their team colors are. I mean, just because they are, whatever they're from, the Houston, whatever they are, dude. They're not based in Houston. They only play in LA. I think that's the only stadium they can play in, really. So all the teams are in LA anyways. And it's so funny. I think New York, they're called the New York Excelsior or something like that. All their players are Korean and speak Korean, dude. So I don't think where they're from is indicative of what the team represents or anything like that. At least not too crazily yet. Maybe that's just where the owners are based in. But it's funny, dude. It's so huge already, man. It's crazy. I think it's the first time Overwatch has had more viewers than League of Legends on Twitch, dude. It's wild.
Oh no, you said a trigger.
Oh God, Dustin, I'm sorry. Please, don't come after me on that one, dude. And then Destiny, dude. Bungie came out with 2 blog updates trying to explain themselves on what happened so wrong with Destiny 2. But we'll jump into that.
They just need to like put down everything and just go away.
I know, dude. We won't talk about too deeply yet. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, dude, a lot happened. And on top of all that, dude, our president was acting a fool, man. Just saying the most obscure bullshit out ever, dude. It was crazy, man.
Didn't he I forgot. I was briefly reading it. So he's called some countries like shithole countries or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the UN was like going all crazy and trying to defend him or go again. I don't remember. I was like, damn,
man.
what is he saying? So I think I got so used to the jumbo and all that stuff.
You're just numb to
I
it,
tune
right?
out.
Yeah,
I'm just
exactly.
numb.
Me
Like, oh,
too, man.
he did something again. Oh, you know, that's I'm used to it.
Yeah, it's just crazy, man. I think he was just saying that. Why do we get people coming from these shitholes? So it's like immigrants and stuff coming over. Just totally off base, dude. I mean, people come to America for the opportunities. You know what I mean? Especially for me, someone who's working in, Medi-Cal and giving people food stamps and benefits and stuff like that, dude. Like,
yeah,
it's basic right for people to live, dude. Might as well help them out, right? We're in the best position to do that and help people out, so might as well do it. It's baffling to me, really. And even crazier, dude. Hawaii got like that. What was it?
That nuclear missile false test, dude. I was thinking that's fucking scary. If you just get that text, like everybody evacuate, go to shelters immediately. It's just I would shit my pants right now. I don't know where to go. It's like holy fuck, just having that, And then how long did they, announce right after that? Oh, it's an error.
I don't know
when
they
sent it out.
I don't know
because it's like if they lasted for a whole day, you just picture everyone in panic in the stores buying up all the food.
Yeah,
and just knocking people over, and I don't know.
I wonder what it was like. I think even if it did last for as little as 10 minutes, that probably was the longest 10 minutes in someone's life, right? I think I saw a video of people putting kids in like the sewers and stuff, dude, to put them underground so it wouldn't get blown up and shit, dude. Yeah, man, it was fucking crazy, dude. So I don't know, man. Whoever made that mistake, dude, it's a big fucking mistake, bro, for pushing that button.
Know. They better not publish his name, because
or what if it turns out
gonna go after him?
What if it turns out a missile was in the air, but we were able to shoot it down before anything happened, and we didn't want to let people know that missiles can go that far already? That would be crazy, dude.
So scary. Yeah, see, I don't know where to go at this point. If they said, "Oh, something's coming to LA," I'm like, "Fuck, dude, I'm just gonna sit here."
I see, and that puts a thought in your head too. Yeah, what would you do in that situation? Like you're sitting there, Saturday morning. I don't know, man. You're just scratching your nuts watching a basketball game, and it says, I don't know. I don't even know what it says. Just a missile's coming through. What would you do, dude?
Oh, fuck. I have no idea, dude. I thought I packed all my stuff. I have a suitcase for emergencies, but I have nowhere at. Where am I going to go?
Yeah, exactly. We don't have fallout shelters, man. Dude, like, what?
Exactly.
So that's interesting, man. Because, yeah, I was thinking about that, too. I don't know what I'd do either. I'd probably, I don't know. I think I would just stand in my backyard and look at the sky, dude. Just wait for it to come.
I was reading an article, like somebody was like saying, "Oh yeah, we're visiting Hawaii, and that was the scariest time of my life I've ever visited.
Sure.
I'm not gonna come back." I was like, "Holy shit, dude! Just that one ruined somebody's life with that one text.
Ruins the tourism industry in Hawaii, dude. That's so crazy, man.
Fuck, man.
But yeah." Because then, I don't know, I'm thinking to myself, even if I do survive the initial blast, surviving afterwards is going to suck, dude. Right? Like,
oh, yeah.
People are going to be out for themselves. You hope it wouldn't be that way, but it's most likely what it's going to be like.
It's most likely, yeah.
But, shit, it's wild, man. It's wild. World's crazy, but we always have video games here to kind of distract us from all the bullshit that's happening in the real world, man. So I know you haven't been playing much since you've been trying to get better from your sickness. But in your time that you did have, what have you been playing, man?
Just mainly, I only played a couple matches with you guys, with you and Dustin and your coworker in Overwatch.
Oh yeah, that was good times, dude.
Man. The entire time I was like trying to like breathe. I was like coughing up a shitstorm, and so like my shots were kind of everywhere. And I remember like one play of the game was just I was Torbjorn, And I activated my ult, and I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to do all the damage in the world. But then you can see me, like, just activating my special, and my turret just fucking wrecks everybody, and I'm missing everybody. Like, all of my shots, I'm, like, trying to shoot. These guys are only, like, what, like, a couple inches away, and I'm missing with the shotgun. And I'm like, oh my god, that was so embarrassing, because I was like, fuck, I didn't land any shots at all. I was just... I don't know. I was doing okay with Pharah, but when I switched to anybody else, I was like, fuck, man. I was just coughing. So you can see me, like, with Reinhardt, trying to protect you guys with my shield. And then you can see me, like, spazzing out with my shield. That's because I was coughing during that time.
There were times, I do remember that. I think on the Junkrat map where we had to push that thing.
Yeah, I was like trying to breathe.
Super turning around with the shield and shit, dude.
Yeah.
So,
because for Reinhardt, I put my sensitivity up all the way, like, so I could do like 360 slashes and stuff. But yeah, I was just coughing, and then like the smallest nudge, I was like doing 360 turns. And I remember you're like, "What? Put up the shield! Put up the shield!" And I was like, "I'm trying."
Oh man, yeah, that game is too much fun, dude. When you're playing with like your friends in quick play, man, not caring. I mean, of course, since I was watching Overwatch League, I initially had the mindset of going in there and trying to dominate and shit. But after a while, realizing that my skills wouldn't let me do that, I would just might as well have fun with it, dude. I think even Dustin started playing characters that he'd never played before. I think you played Doomfist or something. And we really got trashed up in that game. And Dustin in the mic the entire time was like, I blame that Doomfist, man. Who is Doomfist, guys? And we all knew who it was, dude. Oh, it was so funny. But yeah, I think I'm only good with Torbjorn as well on defense, dude. I just find the good spots for my turrets, and then we're all good to go, dude. Oh man, yeah. But Overwatch, that was a good time, man. We need to get you into Dead by Daylight or something, man. We need to try Sanctum 2. We all have that game too. We could try out. It's like a defense game where we build walls and stuff and fight a horde. I think that'd be cool.
Well, Dead by Daylight. Hopefully, it's not on sale. Yes, it's only $20. Sweet.
No, if it's on sale for $10, dude, you're definitely getting a copy. But for me, man, I played more Kingdom Hearts this week. I'm on the last boss. I just went through all the worlds again. And I have to go back to my home island and fight Ansem, and then we're all good to go on there. I get to move on to the second one. Woohoo!
Wait, so you only beat the first game, right?
Yeah, almost. I just need to beat the last boss, and then I'm good.
And are you like still under that 15-hour thing?
Yes, I am. I think I'm. Yeah, I think I'm at like 12 or 13, so I got plenty of time, man. I could just skip all the cutscenes too, because the cutscenes take forever in that game, man. So I think I should be good. Also jumped into. I started playing Life is Strange, man. I had this weird dream yesterday, and I think it was basically how I imagine Death Stranding is gonna be like. I don't know. It's a fucking weird dream, dude. But anyways, I think I had a dream about Death Stranding, the video game, and how the gameplay is gonna look like and what you're gonna be doing into it. And it was really, really story driven. So like, oh man, I want to play a story game. So I started playing Life is Strange, and I don't know. So far, so good. It's pretty interesting. I think I'm halfway through the first chapter, maybe more than halfway through. And there's just a lot of
bored.
I'm not bored. It's actually pretty cool discovering. So if you haven't played Life is Strange, have you played it before?
No, I haven't seen trailers.
Little girl who's a senior in high school, and you realize you have you can turn back time, so you can make decisions and turn back. So it's kind of cool, actually. It's like if you're playing any of the Telltale games and you make a decision in a conversation, and you realize, ooh, wait, maybe I didn't want to say that. You could turn back time and change your decision and see which one you want to go forward with. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's pretty interesting, man. It's very reminiscent of Veronica Mars. If anyone has watched Veronica Mars, the TV show, you're in high school and there's a girl missing or a girl that's been murdered, and you don't really know her because you're new to the school. But I think that's going to be the overarching kind of conflict in the story, is finding out what happened to this little girl, even though it didn't really personally affect the main character. So far so good, man. I think it's just too stereotypical. No, it's too stereotypical of high school, man. Like, there's the jocks, and then there's the skater kids, and then there's the hipsters, and then there's the nerds, and then there's the popular people, and like the cheerleaders and all that. And they're like clearly cut who they are, and you know who they are just by looking at them and shit like that. When in reality, it's probably not like that, dude. I think that's the only thing that takes away from it. But it is a story. I'll try to enjoy it as much as I can. And so far, so good. I like the time travel thing and how quickly they give you that ability and let you play around with it. I think is cool. Because always in Telltale games, I'm like, ooh, wait, maybe I shouldn't have said that. You know, and you can't reload your save, or else you have to go through the entire conversation again, which is a pain in the ass. So far, so good. Also, lastly, played a little bit of Destiny on the PC, which will take us right into what we're going to talk about this week. How Destiny is finally dead to us, man. And it's funny how we kind of teased that we were going to talk about this last week, and then all of a sudden Bungie puts out 2 blog updates about the future of Destiny 2, man. It's like they knew. It's like they knew we were going to just never play this game anymore, man.
Oh, really? What did they say in the blogs?
So every week they have this blog that updates everybody what's going on with the game called This Week at Bungie. And this is the first time they've been back since the winter break, you know, over the holidays and stuff like that. So they had that. But on top of that, they had a development update because everybody's just been trashing Destiny 2 online to fair criticism, you know what I mean? But in this development update, they clearly outlined what's going to come in expansions, which is stuff that's paid for, and what's going to come in seasons, which is available to everybody, even if you just bought the base game, right? So mainly new maps, new missions, new armor and weapons. That all comes in the paid expansions and stuff. You still get to do faction rallies, Iron Banner. You still get to do certain playlists in the seasons that you don't have to pay for. So I think that was first and foremost a good thing, is just clear cutting what you get by not buying expansions and what you get from buying expansions. And then they went into a little bit of the Eververse and tried to clear up Eververse for everybody, because that was the main complaint, right? A lot of stuff was locked behind microtransactions, especially with what was the most recent thing that came up? Oh shit, what's their Christmas event called? The Dawning. The Dawning. Yeah, The Dawning. A lot of stuff was hidden behind microtransactions for The Dawning, you know. Actually hurt my feelings because I was gonna try and grind it out, which is why I was playing Destiny yesterday. But it totally ended already. So RIP.
Oh,
we're out of the holiday spirit already, dude.
Oh no.
And so they explained that how they're addressing the bright engrams, or the stuff you get from Eververse, is they're going to start moving stuff in that loot pool to activity rewards. So from challenges you do, or from when you beat or from when you play Crucible or a Strike, now you can get ships, ghosts, shaders, all that as part of that loot.
So they locked everything behind it before.
Yeah, that's the only way you could have gotten a new ship, a new shader.
To buy.
Was to buy it, yeah, or a new Ghost was to buy it in Eververse. You know what I mean? And although
Shit.
it is mainly cosmetic, man. Like, what? For real? What? Why are you doing all this, Bungie?
Yeah.
And then I think we talked about this before. How by the end of Destiny 1, it wasn't perfect, but it was a great game, right? After 3 years of them updating Destiny 1, it was awesome. And when they said Destiny 2 is coming out, we're like, oh, great. You know what I mean? They're going to carry all this over to Destiny 2, which they didn't, dude. They just blew it all up and started at square one.
Exactly. And then I think they were trying to target with the casual audience and loop them in, but then in doing so, I felt like they got rid of the whole reason why we were grinding things, why we were looking for the rewards to keep us going after all these specific guns, customized guns that no one else has. And like I remember getting like Timur's Lash, and that was like one of the main guns like people was participating in Iron Banner for. And it's like, even though we all got the same Timur's Lash, there's many different ways, different combinations to get different perks on that gun. And we would compare it with each other, and it's just like, I was just surprised that they'd be locking all of this stuff behind the purchasing loots and all that. And I was just looking at Twitch too. It was just they were offering loots if you watch Twitch stuff, claim rewards on Twitch.
Wait, really? You get stuff in Destiny if you watch their Twitch?
Not Destiny, but different games. Like I was like getting all the notifications for for like Diablo and
yeah, that's the thing. If you're part of Prime, then yeah, you get some free skins and card packs in Hearthstone and stuff like that. That'd be interesting if they did that with Destiny, though. That would be the ultimate sellout, I think, dude. But yeah, no, I definitely feel you on that with the armor perks and the weapon perks. Although you had a similar gun to someone else, the stats were the same. The perks were different. So yeah, you had that Timur's Lash that had certain stats. I had one. I know mine had Third Eye, which was awesome, which meant that even though I was aiming down the sights, I could still see the radar. I know a big perk back in the day, especially for hand cannons, was Firefly or exploding rounds. Just getting that extra splash damage from your hand cannon was always great. And now there's not so much of that variety in Destiny 2, and that's causing a lot of people to just not play it as much. The reward isn't there. The risk to reward ratio isn't as great as it was in the original Destiny. There was always something to hunt for in Destiny 1, I feel like, and the game made it feel like it was worth it every time you did get that thing. In Destiny 2, not so much. Especially with the coin system and the raids and the strikes too. It just doesn't add up. You know what I mean? I think we talked about it before, where if you got all coins in the raid, you would end up with 20 something odd coins, which is enough for one weapon
or something.
Yeah, one weapon or one armor piece. Where potentially if you got all armor pieces and weapons during the entire raid, after each encounter, that's like 5 or 6 pieces, man. So it doesn't add up, dude. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that was me. I got nothing but damn coins while everybody was getting all the cool weapons and gear and like comparing it with each other. And then I was like left with like 20 coins or something by the end of the thing. And then I looked and like I don't remember how much it cost. It was just I just had enough to buy one weapon. And it was like a weapon that I already got because somebody else completed the raid and you get that free weapon shit. And so I got the same weapon twice, and I was like, oh my god, that was not worth any of my time.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing too, is it's random. Even if you do get these coins, it could potentially be the one piece that you got before from the end of the raid. So they just didn't think out the whole loot system through, and how their fan base has already been programmed to grind out so much and do all these tasks for what they want. You know what I mean? Yeah. They just totally flipped it on its head and really, really did start from square one with everything. So as I mentioned, they talked about moving some changes they're going to make soon. Talked about moving loot pools around so it makes it more rewarding to do certain tasks that people have currently been grinding on and feeling is not as rewarding. It's funny you mentioned, the different perks in weapons and armor. You haven't been playing it recently, so you haven't really seen any of the masterwork stuff, have you?
Nope.
So now certain guns come with this masterwork characteristic to it, which give it a special unique stat, like Firefly or like exploding rounds. That's different from anything that's currently on it, and that's different from every other gun. I think some other specials is like, I don't know, you use less energy when you use your supers or something like that. So
is that for the existing guns, or did they just like throw in a new batch of guns with all that masterwork stuff?
For all guns. So every gun that you get from now into the future can potentially have that masterwork on it. It's not all of them though. Only it's kind of rare. I think I've been playing recently the past 2 weeks, and I've only gotten one. So shit. And it was a fucking pulse rifle, dude. Pulse rifles are so trash in Destiny 2 as well. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, they're slowly trying to implement that randomness from Destiny 1 into Destiny 2 through Masterworks. In the update this week, they talked about how they're going to bring Masterworks armor up as well. So then you can get that random perk in your armor too that's unique to that piece of armor. So they're taking steps in that direction. They're bringing back strike scoring, like from Nightfalls near the end of Destiny 1. I remember those are always fun, trying to beat those scores and get those extra rewards. A big thing people were asking for is being able to see your fire team members on the map of the planet you're on.
Yeah.
How is that not a default feature, by the way?
I have no idea.
Because you're supposed to cooperate and play together. How can we do that if we don't know where each other is on the map, dude? That's so broken, I think. Another small change is they're letting you use multiple emotes instead of always having to have the sit, wave, and dance emotes. You can mix and match them now, which I think people have been asking for a while. And of course, more vault space, because we've never complained about needing more vault space before, right? I mean, in Destiny 1, we never complained that our vaults were too small.
Yeah.
So I feel like these are all complaints or issues that people have had, not even just for Destiny 2, but in Destiny 1, right? So it makes it like really seem bad on Bungie's part on the steps they took to make this game.
I'm surprised they haven't given up yet. They're like, okay, guys, we're tired of criticism. We're done.
They gotta make money somehow, right? And then lastly, the biggest thing is they're gonna introduce ranked multiplayer, competitive multiplayer. So there's gonna be ranks now, like in Overwatch for Destiny. They're bringing back private matches, which were on Destiny 1. Who knows why they took it away? And they're bringing back 6 versus 6 Crucible, which who knows why the hell they took that shit away, dude.
I have no idea. I love the 6v6.
Yeah, it's way better.
It's like you have to rely on people to be next to you. You can never go by yourself. You always have to be next to somebody.
Yeah, man. I think the 6v6 is a lot more fun. Not sure. Shit, I'm hoping the Destiny 2 multiplayer maps are built for 6v6. I know a couple of them. Oh,
yeah, that's right.
A couple of them are, but there's some that I know off the top of my head that are too small to have 12 people running around trying to kill each other in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that begs the question, man. What the fuck were they doing with Destiny 2, man? Like we said before, Destiny 1 ended on a great place. I mean, when it first came out, I think, yeah, we had a lot of the same complaints that we do about Destiny 2 when it initially came out. And they improved on it. Took 3 years to do it, but eventually they improved on it into a great game, right? Yeah. I mean, do we just have to wait until Destiny 2 is 3 years old for it to be worth it, dude?
To buy all the expansions and all the fixes. It's too late. They had their chance from Destiny 1.
I know, right? We should have learned our lesson, dude. Well, I guess now we learned the lesson for sure, man. Because when Destiny 3 comes out, man, I'm not gonna buy it until it's 3 years old. When they've made all the changes, added all the DLC, and they sell it in one disc for $40. Yep, that's when I'm gonna buy Destiny 3, dude. So needless to say, it hasn't lived up to my expectations or any shred of it. How about you, man? How does it add up to what your expectations of what Destiny 2 was supposed to be?
I thought it was gonna carry the same formula, and you know how they boasted of like, oh yeah, we're gonna spoil you with so much story that you're gonna like not want any more story.
Yeah, dude, I forgot about that.
I was so hyped. I was like, hell yeah, maybe this is gonna last for like a 20-hour game of story of I don't know, and then we can just keep grinding for all of our rewards. But I remember like playing for the first day, it was just like, oh my god, I feel like I'm already almost done with the game. And I was like, what story were they talking about? These characters are all just randomly talking about random stuff, and I don't know, it didn't feel like it was a good story. And then I think dude, for a whole week I was just listening to a lot of people ranting on Destiny 2. It's funny, like what they're talking about, all that stuff, and they brought up some points of like, who are these characters? Like, what's that character on the water planet? What's her name?
Yeah, the chick. I forgot what her name is.
See, nobody knows her name.
Yeah,
because they just brought in unrelevant characters, and these characters had no contribution to the story. And what happened to the girl with the strange rifle thing, and it was just like so many loopholes. And then they took out the grimoire cards. It's like, I don't mind reading the grimoire cards, but they should have just put it in the game instead of like rather we have to visit the website. But they just completely removed the lore behind it, so it's like it didn't feel like, I don't know, the universe was huge. And to me, Destiny 1, the universe felt like the world is expanding. The more we discover things, the more we kept building the world in our minds. It's like, okay, this happened, this far team died in Praetus Wrath and all that stuff, and we're learning more about the history. But then I think they force fed the story and the lore into us from Destiny 2, and they expected us to receive it. So they got rid of the lore, but they force fed the story to us. And once we beat the story, I felt kind of empty. Like, is that it? Is our mission done? Our purpose done? I don't really care about the aliens at the ending, but what is my real purpose? In Destiny 1, when you beat the story, you're like, okay, shit, fuck, we gotta prepare for war. We gotta get all these guns because Crota's Wrath is coming, or stuff like that. We gotta get ready. But now it's like, okay, I don't feel like I need to get ready. I already have the guns. I can just go and let somebody else complete the raid, and we finally get the guns from other people completing the raid, and now we're suddenly their level too. So it's like I was leveling up when you guys were leveling up, even though I wasn't really trying to level up. I reached like 300 while getting all the stuff that everybody was getting for me. And I felt like, oh man, this is kind of easy. I'm already ready for the next raid. We beat the first raid. Now I'm already ready for the next thing to come, versus where we had to prepare for things and get our weapons up to par and get the right perfect weapons so we can match. And that's what I enjoyed from Destiny 1. But it's like they decided to get rid of the whole system, start from new, and then you have to level up on your own with power levels and stuff like that. Versus, they could at least carried over all of the stuff that we had and make it sort of irrelevant, and where you can actually level it back up. But nah, they're like, let's just throw away everything and here.
No, I definitely feel that. And yeah, you're right. It feels just so artificial going through the game, and it just feels like a checklist now. You know what I mean? where before
Yeah.
you had quests and you could pick different parts of the map and different missions and different planets. Now it's literally checklists. You land somewhere and you have these challenges: kill 20 people on a skiff or whatever that vehicle is called, and call it a day, man. Get some coins and turn them in. You know what I mean? It feels just super artificial now. Like there's no inspiration behind it, like what Destiny 1 had, man. So yeah, you're right on a lot of points, man. And what we had in Destiny 1 and expected to happen in Destiny 2 was just totally different things, man. I'd be interested to see what the player base is like in Destiny 1 right now, from people missing
everyone going back
how it was. Yeah, man. I'd like to go back one day, I think, and play, I don't know, a Vault of Glass run or something like that, dude. That'd be pretty interesting, man.
Exactly. And then there, I think I have one more gripe. It's like I wanted to encounter a lot of new races and a lot of new enemies, and somebody brought up like, oh yeah, then the only newest enemy that we saw was cool was just the dogs. And then like when you have like that tank mission, you didn't really feel like, oh shit, we got to dodge all of the missiles. You just drive straight through and that's it. It's like you're already at the checkpoint. It's like, man, got to give us, like, we're trying to survive. I don't know. I'm complaining a lot, but I really wanted this game. I gave it the benefit of the doubt, like I played it through and I was like, man, but once I reached the end, I felt like, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? Destiny 1, they kept it there. They just said, oh, there's a mystery out there, you got to go find it. But here I'm like, I'm already max level. I don't really care about that floating ship at the end. And I don't know, everybody started dropping off at the exact same time I was dropping off. So it's a little strange.
Yeah, it's kind of funny too how in the story the speaker just died and nobody really cared, dude. You don't really even know what killed him. Did he get choked out, or he just like lost the will to live after hanging out there for so long, dude?
He just laid down. Yeah, exactly. What if he becomes like the boss of, he just turns evil?
I'm telling you, that would be a better story than whatever Bungie has right now. If he turned into the main enemy, that would be hilarious, dude. But yeah, man, and it's okay to complain. I think this is our time to complain about the game and what we had. But yeah, it sucks, dude, because we did have so much high hopes, and we do have, at least we have all the memories from this game that we do.
Yeah, I love all the game, the stuff we went through, the sweat and tears, and then the nightfalls where we had to like actually plan things. Yeah. And all that. But the new Nightfalls, I felt like, oh man, we just have to bum rush it really quickly and shoot everything really fast
because of the timers. Yeah.
Yeah, but in the first ones in Destiny 1, it's like, oh man, we kind of have to stay around this corner for a little bit and like push forward, kill the enemies, push forward, kind of. So we had to strategize, and that was really fun. And then I think somebody else brought up another point. It's like, weren't we originally fighting the darkness? What's the point of it all? And wasn't I forgot the ball of light is called again? What is
the Traveler?
Called? The Traveler. Wasn't he dead? They brought up like a scene where the speaker says, "Oh yeah, the Traveler's dead."
Yeah.
But then in Destiny 2, he's alive. Kind of thing.
He just comes back to life in the end. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, what is the purpose? And they brought up some random points where like, then Gaul was supposed to just take the light, but instead he wanted to see if he was worthy, and which was completely pointless, and he killed out his general just because he wanted to prove a point.
That's true, man. They made it seem like they were boys, and Gaul just killed him off just super quickly.
Yeah.
But for that one, I think there's like a good explanation out there somewhere. I think I read that, the Traveler killed itself, or at least made itself dormant, so that the darkness couldn't find it, That's why, and that's, well, spoiler alert, in the very end of Destiny 2, when it does come back alive and it sends out that, like, blast throughout the universe, and then those pyramid ships show up, I think that's the darkness realizing, oh, hey, there's still light out there, we gotta fuck it up, So I think it was just hiding from that. That's why it put itself in that dormant state.
Gotcha.
And the only thing that upsets me though is we're never gonna see how that concludes or a resolution to that until Destiny 3, which I'm probably never gonna play, dude.
3 years later after it releases.
I know. But unfortunately I bought, the complete digital edition of Destiny 2. So I'm in it for at least the next expansion pack. So I'll be playing it when that next expansion comes out. You know what, dude? I still haven't finished the story in the new DLC. R.I.P., man.
That's what I was gonna ask you. How was the story?
I didn't finish it. So shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, when the next expansion comes out, I'll finish that and then I'll move on to the next story. But yeah, man, I think we've learned too that it does just take time for these things to hash out. I mean, look at the Division. The Division, I think people are saying it's having the greatest bounce back of any game ever, just with the improvements they've made to it, man.
Is it? What happened? Did they improve everything? Because that's what needed to be improved.
Yeah, I think they made everything free. They made all of the expansions and extra content free. And I think they fixed at least the weapon balancing. So you don't have to just have an SMG and what is that shit called? What do they call it? It's not a scout rifle, a marksman rifle.
Assault rifle?
A marksman. Yeah, marksman rifle. They made it a lot more balanced, and I think they made it more worth it, the gameplay wise, for what you had to do, and made activities more fun and more. They gave it more variety. I mean, I haven't jumped into it myself, but I've heard more positive things than negative things about the new Division. So,
do I even have Division? I don't remember.
Oh, dude, I'm trying to think too. Do I have a disc? I do have a disc for that. I wonder if I still have that disc.
I thought you traded your Division.
I think I did. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I have the Division anymore. But either way, if history is teaching us anything, current history is teaching us anything, is these...
Don't buy games when it comes out.
Yeah, these super ambitious online multiplayer games that are trying to flip the MMO genre on its head. Don't initially buy into it. The hype, I guess. Are we making this mistake for Monster Hunter, though? Are we getting too hyped for it before realizing what it is, you think?
Shit, well, their track record seemed pretty good. So hopefully, I don't know, because I think Danny said they changed a lot of things. They simplified a couple things, so maybe they're doing the same formula as Destiny 2. I don't know, but we're going to go in as a casual player and
that's
hopefully, for sure. Get our minds blown versus where we have this perceived notion of how things would have been, should have been, and all that. So.
That's true. And we do have a beta coming up next weekend, so we'll get a better idea. I know the loot.
I can play.
I know. I know the loot system is definitely not going to be as random as it is in Destiny, for sure. So that's good. Plus the gameplay will just be more attuned to what I like doing too. You know what I mean? That third person action RPG type stuff. So that should be fun. But yeah, Destiny, say hello to the shelf for a while, man. I'll see you. I'll see you when in 3 years, I guess. That's gotta be top 10 worst business decisions any developers made, dude.
I wonder who is taking all of the blame too. Like who? Yeah. I know the executive people might have been taking the blame, but maybe the executive people are blaming the people who created the game, programmed the game, and I don't know. I just want to know who's actually taking the heat for all the decisions.
That'd be interesting to see for sure. But I doubt anybody. I don't see Luke Smith getting fired, the main Destiny dude right now. Because if not him, then who else would do it? You know what I mean? Who would step up and try to remake this castle of shit? But yeah. But you're right, man. I don't think there's too much to worry about with Monster Hunter. I think Capcom is going on the up and up as well, right? I mean, they fucked up with Street Fighter 5 and Marvel vs. Capcom pretty hard, and they're just trying to make amends for all that now. So hopefully it's good, man. I'm praying Monster Hunter is good because I need a new consistent game. Jumping around from game to game plays with my emotions too much, man. But yeah, so now we get to that point where we give our game recommendations. So what game do you have for us this week, man?
I think I might have recommended this before. I don't remember, and I might have deterred people away from it, but Tree of the Savior.
Oh,
I could have sworn.
You didn't recommend it, but I think I asked you about it one day, and
yeah,
you said it's not as good as Ragnarok.
Yeah, so like if you're looking for a game to, I don't know, like you gotta fill in that void of playing Ragnarok. Oh, by the way, Ragnarok is, damn, I'm going on a side note. Ragnarok has released like the original first game, like when it barely came out. So someone re-released it, so you can play Ragnarok all over again.
They remake
the time
it?
when it, not remade it, but like re-released like the time when it came out, because when it first came out, you know, it was like different. It was different. And then when they released patches along the way, they changed the maps, the characters, and all that.
Oh,
so somebody
okay.
re-released
I know what you mean.
the beginning
it's like a
part.
Legacy version of it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And they're rebuilding all of that. So if you want to look into that for people who played Ragnarok, you can replay the whole story again, and you know, while they're releasing the patches all over again, then yeah, go through that route. Or you can play Tree of the Savior if you miss games like that, because people are saying like the character system for this game is pretty good actually, and I agree, because I miss playing with my ice mage. You know, I used to create a wall of ice, and I had this power of ice and telekinesis. So what I did was I create a wall of ice around me, but I would teleport all of the enemies in that ice, and then I will be on the outside while all of the enemies are on the inside, and you know, I would do all my attacks from outside. But there's so many different routes of the characters, and the characters remind me of a lot like Ragnarok, and you can mix and match all of the skill trees and all that, and many people choose different skills. So that's what makes you different from all of the other people, like different ice mages. But the bosses were interesting enough to go through. The only gripe that people had is when damn, I played 146 hours in this.
Holy shit.
When you go through the game, you start noticing that there's like a grind wall. And if you can get past that grind wall, then you can definitely, I think you enjoy some of the aspects that Ragnarok used to have. So I definitely recommend looking at the game, but you don't have to play the game. Or you can play Dead by Daylight. Get your ass chased.
So recommend to look at Ragnarok. Is Ragnarok free, or you have to buy it still?
That's free now. It used to be $15 back in the day, which was pretty crazy.
Okay, so that re-release that you were just talking about is free?
Yeah, it's free, and I think if you just Google it, people are all like getting back into it. And you're basically starting off as when Ragnarok originally released. So the characters and the classes, you'll notice that some of them are missing skills or missing completely, and the maps look way different. Like there's one town in Ragnarok I forgot what it was called, but it was like a desert town, and basically it's like a really joyful town. But when I hopped into the game, I noticed the whole town was missing, and apparently some giant meteor destroyed the entire town, which is crazy because like when I hopped in the game, you're a newbie, you're supposed to fight all the monsters around that area, and you just notice like a big crater in the middle of the desert, and you're like, what is this area and what happened here? But they don't really explain much. But it turns out like the people who stuck with the game, thick and thin, there was an event, like a meteor destroyed the entire city.
Okay.
Which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow. But yeah, I think that's the goal that they're trying to do right now.
Yeah.
It's just re-release everything.
That's cool. That fucking reminds me of City of Heroes so much, dude. You remember?
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, Boomtown?
Boomtown and stuff?
Yeah. Boomtown was completely trashed, and then throughout different patches, it would, like, get fixed a little bit more here and there, dude. Oh, God. I miss that game so much,
dude. I miss it, too.
So my game recommendation will be, I forgot to mention this earlier on the games I played this week. It was a free game on PlayStation Plus. I'm not going to say too much about it, but try out Uncanny Valley if you have PlayStation Plus and you downloaded it free this month. Uncanny Valley. Yeah. Check it out. Interesting game, man. Definitely recommend, for at least if you got it for free, to try it out this week. So yeah, that is it for us this week. Next week, we'll be talking about Batman in video games. Batman's been a character for over 50 years, man. I think he's been around.
Still gotta do my idea.
That is true, where you play as the villains in Batman and try to set up your minions. Yeah, that would be amazing. And there's been many iterations of him in comics, in movies, in TV, and the same goes for video games. He's gone through different forms here and there, different storylines. So we'll discuss those, what are our favorites, what just totally fell off the map and didn't make sense. So yeah, but until then, Rick, some words of wisdom?
If you want to play Destiny, you just gotta wait 3 years.
All right, guys. We'll see you